The Everest. She won the Eskimo Prince with such ease and contempt. She was $1.55 favourite in the Surround Stakes here, Sharky, but if you took the shorts...
Oh, boy.
Oh, you were nervous.
Look at her go. She's going after Savvy Halley. Ole Dancer between them. Savvy Halley pushed on. Tempted pushed on. And Tempted moved up on the outside. Tempted takes a narrow lead from Savvy Halley, who won't lie down. It's Tempted and Savvy Halley. Tempted, Savvy Halley. Bob of the heads. Give it to Tempted, a nose over Savvy Halley. Wow, what
She fell in, she got that Group 1, but it was nervous moments. Do you think it was the 1400? She's just a sprinter, or is she a bit over the top there?
No, I think it's the 1400. Oh, I think she's so dynamic, this filly, from 1,000 metres, 1200. The turn of foot, it's just so potent. Another progeny of Street Boss, hasn't he been a great sire for the Godolphin team? I think 1400 just sees her out. That last little 150, Savvy Halley's no slouch, just pushed her right to the line. I don't think we'll see her extend beyond 1200 again. And that's fine. She's got the Everest to play in and numerous other Group 1s around Australia. She'll add to that tally for sure.
Let's have a look at another of the Blue Army star sprinters, and this is a horse called Bayvart, who was simply stunning in the Golden Rose. I don't think many people saw a performance like this coming, Shark.
Bayvart, the Godolphin leads inside the 200 by 3 lengths on Tempted, Wotan, and then came Skyhook. Nothing making any ground. Bayvart up on the speed is going to brain them here in the Golden Rose. What a performance. Bayvart by 4 lengths. Second, Wotan, a nose.
I'll be keen to see what Daniel O'Sullivan's ratings said about that Golden Rose. I think it was one of the highest rating editions of that race we've seen. He looked like he could have been the horse that was going to take the 3-year-old ranks by storm. Fair to say he probably was a little underwhelming until he came back and won an all-age later in the autumn.
He's a bit like his sire, Bivouac.
Yep.
When he's good and on the job, gee, he's really good. But he's not at that level every start. And we saw that a little bit with Bivouac. Maybe it's a bit like father like son here with Bayvart. But, yeah, great front-running 3-year-old. He goes forward, controls the speed, runs along on a good clip and then kicks down off it. And we saw that again in the old age. He'll be a perfect horse around Caulfield. Or in Futurity Stakes, they're made for him.
Yeah. Well, as we said, it was an embarrassment of riches for Godolphin, so much so they were able to retire a couple of their 3-year-olds, including Tentyrus, who, as we have a look at the Coolmore in the spring, was simply stunning. And we got to see him come back again and do it once again down the straight in the Lightning. But this is a stallion-making race, Sharky, and Tentyrus is now going to be one of those stallions of the future for Godolphin.
And also Jimmy Ricard towards the back, My Gladiola, with also Tentyrus and Tycoon Star. Onto the course proper in the Coolmore, 500 to go. Beedman just in front of Bayvart, who's called upon nice and early. Legacy Bounders next, followed by Skyhook, Jimmy Ricard, Tycoon Star the outside. Tentyrus is starting to weave through. 200 to go across the track. Tentyrus explodes through for Zara. Took the front, draws clear from My Gladiola. Tentyrus is pounding away, and Tentyrus a spectacular win. My Gladiola second, third Legacy Bound.
You can see Mark Zara is pretty happy there. That was electric. And when he's ridden like that, and we got to see again in the Lightning Stakes, he just loves that Flemington Straight.
Yeah, we saw it in the Gothic Stakes at Caulfield prior to the Coolmore. And when he beat She's Alibi, was the last time she was beaten, funnily enough. That was a sexy win in the Coolmore, and similar story here in the Lightning. He was built for the straight.
Do you think this was his best win?
I think it probably was. Yeah, the fact that he was against some really good, tough older sprinters here. Giga Kick, he's a real benchmark at this level, and another very good straight track horse. Tentyrus stands some ground here. Coming to the 200, I think he's in a bit of trouble, but that turn of foot just kicks in. He's explosive.
150 out, My Gladiola. Tentyrus is putting in big strides. Tentyrus has monstered them and wins the Lightning from My Gladiola. Benedetta third.
He had a few issues after that. We never got to see him at his peak, and now he'll head off to stud. Interestingly, Anthony Freedman told his son Sam, this could be the best horse you train. They'll be hoping it's not, but that's a pretty big rap from someone who has had plenty of good horses. So he was an excitement machine. We'll find out from Daniel O'Sullivan which rated best, his win in the Coolmore or in the Lightning Stakes. Let's have a look at Autumn Boy. The middle distance 3-year-old ranks is always up for debate. Autumn Boy from the Wallace stable, the Caulfield Guineas. In recent years, we haven't seen too many superstars come through this. Maybe His Old Man was the last one that we really saw come through the Caulfield Guineas. How did you rate this year's edition?
I thought this year's Caulfield Guineas was a bit flat. I think apart from the first three home, Autumn Boy, Observer and Planet Red, who's got his share of ability, I think their form will be pretty patchy out of this race. But Autumn Boy continues the trend of the Autumn Sun progeny that just travels so beautifully at a mile, strong at the end of their races. He's running at about 5% stakes winners to runners, that stallion. And Autumn Boy will have a place at stud eventually too.
He will, indeed. Observer running third. We'll see him in the Derby a little later. But Autumn Boy, he completed a double, which is hard to do, winning the Caulfield Guineas and the Rosehill Guineas in the autumn. And this was a special win because this was the horse that James McDonald broke the record of Damien Oliver for the most Group 1 victories.
Outside, approaching the turn, Bing Eye, Observer, Victorious Spirit, one step closer, and Autumn Boy McDonald's just eyeing off a gap, looking for it now. Bing Eye leads at the 300 metres, Observer stoked up by Williams giving chase, and McDonald said, go on Autumn Boy! And Autumn Boy moved up at the 250, put pay to Observer, Bing Eye. Further back then to Green Spaces, running on, but it's Autumn Boy clearing the Rosehill Guineas. This is a win that'll live forever for James McDonald. 130 Group 1 winners, and what a performance. Green Spaces second.
It gives good context to what She's an Alibi was able to do when she absolutely pantsed him. But he is still a very good horse that you would love to own, and he could have a very big spring carnival as well in that category, in that area over a mile.
He sure can, and Green Spaces going, obviously running second in that race and then going winning the Derby so well. So there was some depth in that race. Just a shame Observer wasn't quite at his best there in Sydney.
Would you try and stretch him out to 2,000 or keep him to a mile?
I think in time they'll give Autumn Boy a shot at 2,000, absolutely. But I think he'll have mile targets first and foremost on his calendar.
You speak of Observer, and he did very well indeed. Became one of only 4 horses to have completed the Derby and the Australian Guineas double. Now, I know the Derby is a bone of contention with you over 2,500 metres in spring, and they took luck out of the equation. He's probably not a true 2,500 metre horse, but Mark Zahra put him in front and took bad luck out of the equation.
Next in the field, O'Shamus as they start to sprint it up around the corner. Deal Done Fast is next, and they were followed by one step closer. Amazaki, McWoody hooks the widest. So it's Observer has controlled the tempo. 400 metres to go. Zahra sitting pretty, led by 2 legs to Savvy Santa. Cora runs on. Deal Done Fast, and then whacking away one step closer. Now he calls for Observer at the clock tower. How much left at the 200 metres? A length and a half. Cora, Deal Done Fast. Observer, 100 to go. Pritzy's teeth led 3/4. Cora. Observer's holding them. He's the stronger. He's the winner. Observer won the Derby. Second, Cora. Deal Done Fast.
Yeah, class prevailing there over 2,500 metres. Great ride from Mark Zahra, but the form out of the Derby hasn't been too strong, has it?
No, it's been pretty plain to say the least, but what a day for Mark Zahra on Derby Day, wasn't it? With Tentyrus and Observer, 2 brilliant rides, one from the front all the way over 2,500 and the other from the back over 1,200, picking a gap through the field. When he's on song, Mark Zahra, he's almost a highlights reel in himself, isn't he? Particularly around spring carnival time. And
Observer also made him a stallion of the future for Godolphin because he came back in the autumn and he managed to win the Australian Guineas over a mile. Just 4 horses have done that double. And look, I know there wasn't much form to come out of the Derby. We do see Providence go on and win a Queensland Derby, but the overall depth of these 3-year-olds in that staying ranks, how deep do you think it is?
Well, again, interested in Daniel O'Sullivan's ratings and where he thinks they stack up as a group, but I think it's pretty patchy. You know, there'll be some nice horses come out of it that win their nice races, but are we seeing any superstars here from the male cohort? Perhaps not. It's a shame we won't see Observer again, making up for an unlucky run in the Caulfield Guineas, getting his mile Group 1 before he went off to stud after a little injury setback.
Yeah, well, we'll see how prolific he is as a stallion. We'll have a look at the Australian Derby in the stayers category. We've split a few of these up, so it'll be interesting to see how deep you think that race is for those who are progressing to maybe Caulfield Melbourne Cups. All right, the worst beat of the year. We put it to you, the punters out there, to tell us who was it, and not surprisingly, Sharky, Pride of Jenny getting run down in the Australian Cup, 34%. I voted for Angel Capital, who also might vote very highly in another category that we've got, those that maybe have over-promised and under-delivered.
Yes, potentially. And what about Extra Galactic in the Goodwood? Another one. Boy, there were some tough beats this season.
Poor Luke Cartwright. I don't think he's got over it yet, but they are the worst beats, according to you, on social media. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, Daniel O'Sullivan will join us with all his ratings. How strongly did this crop of three-year-olds perform?
Sports. We watch them, play them, bet on them.
Go you good thing!
With Bet Nation. Bet Nation gives you great Saturday promos like bonus back if your horse runs second to last. Plus, enjoy second to third on all races at selected tracks. How good is Bet Nation?
It's a bloody good thing.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Leading horse exhibitors, breeders and trainers rely on Livermol to deliver unrivaled results across all equine disciplines, horse sales and in racing animals. Livermol is the essential ingredient for that perfect coat, with ingredients all selected for their ability to improve skin and coat condition. Add Livermol Feed Optimizer pellets for horse health, growth and performance, and the Livermol grooming range to stand out from the crowd. See your local feed stockist or our website for more information.
Punt with Ladbrokes and get bonus back on your racing mega multi. The more legs you add, the more your cover kicks in. Too good.
Go you good thing, go you good thing.
You win some, you lose more.
It's a big Sunday of racing with Cranbourne, Ballarat, Port Augusta and Kalgoorlie. All your Sunday racing live and free on racing.com.
Welcome back to the Verdict season review of the three-year-olds. Time now to see how well these horses actually performed with the guru Daniel O'Sullivan, who joins us. Dan, great to have you on once again. It felt like this was one of the strongest crops of three-year-olds we've seen in recent years, headlined by She's an Alibi. Did the numbers stack up as well?
Yeah, I think they did, Michael. Obviously, She's an Alibi drags the group up. Her Doncaster win was historically elite. Her Randwick Guineas win was also very good. Look, Baywak shouldn't be underestimated in that list. His Golden Rose win was phenomenal. He put over 4 lengths on a good three-year-old field. He broke the track record. It was pure sustained speed. That winning margin's historically significant. I think in the last 20 years, up to 1,400 metres, if you exclude bog tracks, there's only been 3 or 4 Group 1 races across all ages won by more than 4 lengths. And then we saw him win the all-age stakes with 104, which is about 2 lengths off. But look, I think that winning that race and achieving that rating sort of puts him right back up there in the picture. Tentaurus was great in the Coolmore, as we saw. Great support from, a filly like Tempted as well, who's rated well, and then down to a horse like Autumn Boy. So I think, historically it's very strong. I think you have to go back to probably 2019, 2020, where we saw the likes of Bivouac, Exceedance, Yes, Castelvecchio, Loving Gabby. It sort of had that three-year-old crop, which was another very, very, very strong year. But I think in terms of the recent three-year-olds, this is a really good